So welcome everybody. Once you find your seat, go ahead and root down. So first part of this practice, bring a hand to your heart and a hand to your belly. We're just going to begin by finding a moment of stillness and really rooting to our spot. I've been saying in these practices, even though life is kind of hit a pause and is on pause or on hold, it's still hurtling forward at a crazy pace for a lot of us, if not in the outside world, then in the internal world. So it's awesome that we can come together like this and just be still and breathe and to do it together. And especially all of you to do it together as well. These practices have nourished me as much as I hope they nourish everybody else. Okay. So again, maintaining contact with heart and abdomen. Just keep those hands there and allow the eyes to close or let the gaze come soft. And as we inhale, we're going to feel the rise of the front body. Just feel that lift. Let it naturally lift. The chest comes up toward the chin. Chin levels right over the chest. And as you exhale, feel that rootedness through the sits bones. So where you're in contact with the earth, whether that's your feet and your shins, or whether it's your sit bones, perineum, right down there, that pelvic floor, just really feel that grounding on your exhales. So allow the eyes to be closed or soft and just tune in with the breath. No effort to control it, just feeling the rise on the inhale and the rooting on the exhale. And we'll be here for a few rounds of breath. Just find your own rhythm. And still without much control, just see if you can find the evenness between those breaths. So the length of that inhale is the same length as the exhale. On your next exhale, your hands are going to come down to your sides. You're just going to plug your fingers. Make peace fingers, actually. This is called Bhu Mudra. And we're just going to plug them into the earth on either side of us. And as you inhale, you're pulling up all that good grounding, supportive energy from the earth. Again, exhaling, sending it right back down. The breath is key to bringing us present into the moment, into our bodies, calming our minds, our nervous system. Allow the eyes to flutter open if they're not already. We're just going to match some movement to these breaths. So next inhale, arms come up. Gaze can follow, palms come together at the top, pull all that energy just pulled up from the earth right down into the heart, right into the body. Beautiful. Grounding ourselves, helping us feel supported and secure. Inhale, arms up again. Exhale down to heart center. And inhaling. We're going to pause here. Reach through the fingertips. Reach up as high as you can. Get the side body long. So you're finding all this space in the right and left side of the body in between each of the ribs. But then relax the shoulders down. Maintain the length in the side body, but relax the shoulders down. Rotate the pinkies in toward each other so the palms are facing behind you. Palms are in line with the back body. We're still breathing here. In and out of the nose. Staying present. And on an exhale, you're going to float that left hand down, right hand comes over, her right arm comes over. So bicep is by the ear, but we're not bending into this elbow. It's called a crescent lunge, seated crescent, but we're going to keep this arm in line with the side body. So it's an extension of that side body, rooting down through that right hip and reaching with the right fingertips. We're nice and rooted with this left palm. Gaze comes toward the sky. Get the neck involved, little twist there, and breathe. Feeling the expansion of the breath, of the chest, just like a balloon. Inhaling to inflate and exhaling, deflate, especially into that right lung right here. On the next inhale, come to center, find some symmetry, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, opposite side. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches over. Again, we're rooted in that right hand, rooted in that left hip. Gaze toward the sky, fingers reaching. Then use the breath in each pose. So as you inhale, we find space, we expand, we reach, we open. And on the exhale, we root, we contract, squeezing the air out. Inhale, come back to center. All right, keeping your fingers up, see if you can switch the cross of your legs if you are cross-legged. If you're sitting on your knees, you can tuck your toes. We're gonna exhale, just bring the hands down to the earth in front of us. So if that means you tent your fingertips, that means your chest is still lifted, that's exactly where you should be. So that's the number one rule, you're only going where your body is giving you the green light to go, okay? Inhaling here, maybe pulling the mat back towards you, chin comes in toward the chest. So just using that mat isometrically to find some counter pressure here, a little bit of positive tension in the muscles. And exhaling, bending at those hip creases. If you can, walk the fingertips out further or maybe come down to the forearms. Your choice, and again, only insofar as it feels good. We're watching the lower back right here, so no pain or pinching. If it feels like too much of a strain or the hips just don't want to go there, you're just going to stay right up here and breathe. You can get lower, you're going to use that breath, and on your exhales, maybe you're getting a little bit closer to the earth as you scoop out that belly, creating space in the belly to come forward. Maybe gently just rocking on the hips a little bit to lift the sits bones and then root them back down to find that space. Wherever you go, chin's going to tuck in toward the chest. Relax into this forward fold. In all forward folds, activate our rest and digest. Our parasympathetic nervous system helps to calm us down. Tells our body it's time to relax. Inhale, lift the gaze, walk the hands back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, we're going to rotate the hands behind us. They're going to plant right behind our hips. Fingertips right behind the hips. Keep the elbows bent to start. Let the base of the palm find the mat. Shoulder blades and elbows come together. And then once you're there, press into the mat to lift the chest. Chin is still at the chest, though. We're not going to drop the head back yet. You're going to get the arms straight so you feel that stretch in the triceps, maybe the front of the arms and the eyes of the elbows. Clawing the mat with the fingertips and really supported by the base of the palm. So chest is lifted, and on an inhale with tone and grace, we're not going to flop the head back, but we're going to lift the gaze, nose toward the sky, opening up that whole front body. And then when you breathe out, that chin comes down toward the chest. Inhale, you can find the rhythm of your own breath, but match this movement to your breath. Inhale, neck back, gaze up. Exhale, chin comes down to chest. No speed here, you're using the breath, again, to find balance. Finding equanimity and equality between the movements and that breath, which is helping to guide the energy. Next time your chin is at your chest, pause there. Launch up off the fingertips. Shake the hands out. You should have some good blood flow going through right there. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down, just like we're flapping our wings. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Beautiful. Hands come down next to your hips, peeps. We're going to bend the knees. Feet are going to find the earth. All right, and then we're going to root into our heels. So we're going to lift the toes. The toes are going to come back toward our shins, toward our heart. Chest is lifted. So we've got to bend in the knees. We're going to extend the arms right out in front of us, coming straight out of the shoulders. Chin is right above the chest. So this is kind of a modified boat pose. So we're supported by the earth here, but we're staying nice and lifted here in the chest. Heart is open. Receiving all this gratitude. Big inhale here. Exhale out of the mouth. We're going to do just some mini Navasana crunches. So when we do these, spine is staying long and we're bending. We're using the hip creases here and the heels are not moving. They're nice and rooted into the mat. So we're going to inhale just to lean back any amount, a little bit. You can go really as far as you like. And exhale to come back up. All right, so let's start with 10 of those, see how those feel. So inhale back, 10. Exhale forward, 9. 8. 7. job. 6. On those exhales, pull that belly to spine. Get nice and engaged in the core. 5, 4, 3. Spine's long. 2, 1. Lean back and hold. See if you can hold. Inhale here just to lift the chest, but maintain this incline in the spine. Exhale, pull that belly button in toward the spine. Scoop at that belly. Come forward. Beautiful. Cross the ankles. We're going to come over the ankles and plant the hands and find a tabletop. So wrists are underneath the shoulders. Knees are underneath the hips. Go ahead and tap into the feet. Just kind of move the energy through there after sitting on our heels and on our feet all that time. You're going to really press the tops of the feet into the mat. Fingertips are nice and wide. All right, so when they land on the mat, they're like starfish or tree frog hands. Gripping the mat with, or clawing the mat with the fingertips, pressing into the base of the knuckle, base of the palm. Crown reaches forward. Inhale, get really long through the crown. Exhale, you can cinch these corset muscles, these waist muscles, really pulling that core in. And then we're gonna inhale and lift this right arm forward, palm toward the midline. And we're gonna send this left leg back. It's hip width distant, or hip just as high as the hip, no higher than the hip. And dial that left hip down. Bird dog here. We're staying lifted. Don't let that left shoulder creep up toward the ear. We're going to do a few crunches here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Just 3 of these. Inhale, lengthen. This is about building strength and getting some stretch here. 1 more crunch. Inhale. Awesome. Right hand comes down. Left knee comes down. Let your big toes touch. Send your hips back to your heels. You can tent the fingertips here. Claw or spider the fingertips. Maybe rock back and forth on the heels. If your forehead can find the earth, maybe roll that third eye, that space in between your eyebrows on the mat or on the ground. Inhale to pull yourselves back up. Good job, y'all. All right, this time it's right leg back and left arm forward. We've got good gravity in this right hand. That right wrist crease is parallel with the front edge of the mat, or with the fingertips. If you're not on a mat, we're pressing through this right heel, that right hip dialed down so both hip points are level and in line with the earth, reaching through the fingertips. Inhale, 1 long line of energy here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, 1 more crunch. Awesome, people. Inhale, lengthen. Hand and knee come down, hips go back. Big inhale here, and then keeping the hips low. Exhale to walk the hands to the left. Plant the left hand, right hand on top. Relax the head down. Breathe into the right side body. Feel all that space in the ribs. Consciously send the breath there. Rooting down through that right hip. Staying low. On an inhale, walk back through. Extend the arms. Exhale, walk the hands right. Plant the right hand, left hand on top. Inhale to reach. Exhale, relax the head down. Find some space in that side body. Breathe into the ribs. Inhale, come back through center. Okay, we're gonna come into our infamous downward dog. Okay, so lift the hips, tuck all 10 toes, then sit the hips back just to get a good stretch underneath the feet. That's your fascia. We're gonna get a stretch. All that intricate webbing underneath the feet. Maybe rock back and or front and back just a little bit. We're keeping that same foundation with the hands that we had in tabletop. Big inhale here. Exhale, head and heart start to melt for the earth. Again, bicep or ears between the biceps if you can. Keep a juicy bend in the knees. No need to straighten the legs to start. We just want the hips to lift and the head and heart to melt down. Firm in the hands, and then maybe walk it out. Walking one, you're pressing one heel down toward the mat and then the other. Doesn't need to reach the mat. That is not the goal. The goal is to keep the spine long and your joints comfortable. So feet are about hip width distance apart. Hands are coming straight out of the shoulders, so feet should be right behind hands. That should be about equidistant. Press firmly into the hands. Once you've walked it out a little bit, find some stillness. Big inhale in through the nose. Hold it at the top for just a beat and exhale out of your mouth. Inhale to look between the hands. Walk your feet up to meet them. Once you're there, we're going to inhale to a halfway lift. We want your fingertips still at the earth. So however much you maybe need to bend your knees to do that, go for it. But on this inhale, this halfway lift, crown is reaching forward, spine's long. Exhale, scoop out the belly, fold over the knees. Crown reaches for the earth. And again, as much bend in those knees as you need to find support on the earth with the hands. Then we're going to root into these feet, and we're going to come all the way up, leading with the head and the heart. Back's long and strong. Arms come out to the sides. Meet at the top. Hands meet. Exhale to heart center. Awesome. We're just going to flow through this a little bit, and then we'll end seated. You guys are awesome. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands down. We're super firm in the feet. Inhale, arms up. Every time these hands come down, we're going to root into the feet even more strongly. Exhale into the earth. One more. Big breath here. Exhale, hands down to heart. Beautiful. I want you to bring your hands to your side. Shine the palms forward. Chest is lifted, but shoulders are relaxed and right over the hips. And like I said, these feet are firm. Lift all 10 toes. We're using the entire perimeter of each foot. We're not gripping the mat with the toes, but we're pressing so firmly and steadily into the mat that we feel that energy coming up. Quads, hamstrings, glutes, everything's engaged. Tailbones rooting down, belly's in, and chest is lifted. Okay, so we're strong as a mountain. Tadasana. Ta-da. Inhale, arms up. This time, exhale, we're gonna fold. Awesome. And your little picture, I can see all your arms coming up. I love it. Fold down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Root into the feet and inhale to rise. Hands meet and exhale to heart center. One note about the breath. I do like to cue the breath. The breath is important, but just find your breath wherever it is. Inhale, arms up. Don't get stressed about following the breath cues. Exhale, fold. As long as you're moving and breathing, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Room to your feet and rise. Beautiful. That's quarter sun salutation. We're going to do one more just like that. Hands come to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. This time we're going to plant the hands. You're going to stay right down here. We're going to step back with the left foot. So we're going to end in a crescent lunge here. Okay, so this front knee is over, that right knee is over the right ankle. That back, the left leg is long. These hip flexors are getting long. Again, fingertips are tinted here on either side of this right foot. We're pressing through that left heel, staying nice and strong in this leg. Pressing back, getting a good stretch. Reaching forward with the crown. Bring that back knee down. Top of the back foot comes down. And then we're going to come all the way up, you guys. Press into that front foot. Inhale all the way up. Anjaneyasana. It's a salutation. It's a pose of praise. Give a little gratitude out to the universe right now. As hard as it is, there's still a lot to be grateful for. Make some circles in your wrists. Get them in both directions while we're here. Let's work that out. And then inhale, reach. Exhale, maybe you bend a little bit more into this front knee. And maybe you bring the gaze up toward the sky. It's going to test your balance a little bit. Continue to press into that back foot and the ball of the big toe on the front foot. One more inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Find some support, tuck the left toes. Step the left foot up to meet the right. We'll inhale right into a halfway lift. Exhale to fold, plant the hands, step back with the right foot this time. Find your crescent lunge or your runner's lunge. I know you guys know this. You can rock back and forth a little bit here as you find that length in those right hip flexors. This left hip, this bent knee is also still hugging in. We're nice and strong there. Bring the right knee down, right toes point back. When you're ready and you feel stable, Inhale up. If you come up in this pose and it still feels a little wobbly, you can heel toe that front foot out toward the edge of the mat. Just widen your footprint, it'll give you a little bit more balance and space. You can inhale, rotate the pinkies in toward each other, palms toward the back body, and gaze can come up. Big inhale, reach. Exhale, fold over, hands on either side of that foot. Gonna tuck these right toes, step up to meet the left, inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees as much as you can. We're gonna come onto the balls of the feet. So our hands are on either side of the legs. Awesome. All right, so here's our next balance test. Give yourself a hug, see if you can hug those knees, and bring your forehead towards your knees, staying on the balls of your feet. Worst that happens is you fall on your bum, you fall over. That's where the yoga begins. You just get right back into it. The effort it takes to stay here, the ease it takes to stay here, all of it. Acknowledge it and accept it. Bring your hands down on either sides of you. Bum comes to the earth. Excellent. Feet come out in front of you. Spread the legs long. Whoo! A lot of flexion in those hips. Lovely. Move that flesh out. Find those sits bones. Again, heart is lifted. Rooting through that tailbone and tilting these hip points up. So hip points come up toward the rib cage. It helps to bring the belly in and lift the chest. Let's bring a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly again right here. Just feel the breath. Feel the heartbeat. Gentle, controlled movements. Still a lot of stuff moving through. Lymph, blood, oxygen, boosting our immunity, keeping us strong. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, we're gonna fold toward the toes. But again, back is staying straight. So listen to your hamstrings. When your hamstrings or your hips tell you no more please, and your back is still nice and long, float the hands down wherever that is. Magnetize them to the mat, pull the mat back towards you, heart forward, chin comes down. Breathe here. We're pressing through the heels and pulling the toes back toward the heart to keep the muscles engaged and the joints safe. Inhale to reach back up and exhale, belly pulls you up. Beautiful. Right knee comes in toward the chest. Let me mirror you. Left leg is still extended. Hands on the outside of that right knee so we can lift the chest. And then we're gently gonna let that knee and that thigh fall to the side. Right foot comes to the inside of the left thigh. Okay, you guys ready for some fancy moves? We're gonna take this right hand and plant it right outside that right hip. We're gonna pendulum swing this left arm in front of us, lift the hips, and through that extended left leg, plant the sole of the foot. Root through the outer edge of that left foot and reach. Hips are lifted. We're on that right knee, left foot, reaching with that left arm. There's tone in the neck. Allow the neck to be a natural extension of the spine. We're not letting the neck hang here. Inhale to lift just a little bit higher. And exhale carefully with grace and tone. Come all the way back down. Beautiful, beautiful. Left foot comes in to meet the right. Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet meet here. Heels can be close to the pelvis or they might be a little bit further out. Just be here for a moment. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, this time left knee comes up toward the chest. Extend the right leg. Press through that right heel. Inhale to lift the chest up and pull this knee in. And then gently let that left knee and thigh fall open. Left foot finds the inside of that right thigh. Left hand plants on the earth outside of the left thigh. Pendulum swing that right arm across the front body. This time come up onto the left knee. Right foot, reach. Beautiful stargazers. You can use that inhale to reach the hips up a little higher. And exhale, gently come down. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The right foot comes in to meet the left again. Find your Baddha Konasana. So really press the soles of the feet together. Peel the toes back. You want to be able to see activation of your foot arches and to press these feet in so firmly together that you start to feel the activation of the muscles all the way up into the groin, to those inner thighs. A good stretch, good activation. Big inhale. Let your hands find the knees. Exhale, close them like a book. Beautiful. Hands reach around the knees. Now give yourself a hug here. And let your forehead find the knees. Inhale, gaze up. Cross the legs or find the comfortable seat you had at the beginning. Hands can be in the lap or hands can come to heart center. Eyes can be closed or gaze soft. May your thoughts, words, and actions be kind, true, and necessary. May we each be a light unto ourselves as well as to each other. Namaste.